Reporting for duty.
What's the buzz?
I'm ready to present my case.
Basically, I'm trying to build a team based around Cap. It's gonna be like kind of like Miss Marvel builds, or at least builds where people just stand in place and mash on an ability. Maybe. All center does it with safeguard. Rapid. Right.
Like there was any other choice?
That's what I want to use. Oh. I want Wasp to only sting. Arson. Right, Iron Man. With energies. Let's do something easy first. Shield.
Imbeciles! The Kree were trying to save all of time and space from being ripped asunder. But you Guardians had to barge in and expose us all to those who will ultimately bring our destruction.
Out of sight. That totally does sound like something we could do. Oh, watch out for that one. Couldn't even block it.
And that's right. How it goes in like a cone.
What the fruit tag was that?
It's too late. The Kree sacrificed thousands of
shotgun
brave
that
souls
cone.
to gather the only artifacts capable of holding off the forces of oblivion. And this, it seems, shall be our last stand.
Perhaps this is all a misunderstanding.
If we could stop fighting for just a minute, we might be able to find a way to fix this.
The damage is already done. Our location has been discovered. There is only enough time left to die with honor. And I will make certain that you go first.
Whoever you're afraid of, Ronan, we can help you fight them.
He's clearly not a team player, Gamora. Let's show him what he's missing.
Interesting. With adding shock ISO. I guess main reason I was testing is because Captain America has like the second most not second most, but he has a ton of mastery. Like Thanos, Venom. Venom skill. Rapid. But he can't get elemental trait. I guess Wolverine.
Introducing the one, the only, the legendary Nightcrawler.
You are the best. You got it.
Got an area assault, Raj, Ag. Damn. Okay. I think that. See. Tab. Put on that shock ISO. Synergy. Damn. Good. Swap out.
My tail. Strike.
Eight.
Imbeciles! A decree we're trying to save all of time and space from being ripped asunder. But you Guardians had to barge in and expose us all to those who will ultimately bring our destruction.
Now that you say it, that totally does sound like something we would do. Whoa, watch out for that one. Couldn't even block it.
Cover.
What the fruit tag was that?
It's too late. The Kree sacrificed thousands of brave souls. Together, the only artifacts capable of holding off the forces of Oblivion. And this, it seems, shall be our last stand.
Perhaps this is all a misunderstanding. If we could stop fighting for just a minute, we might be able to find a way to fix this.
The damage is already
So
done.
we have like Ghost Rider or
Our location has been discovered. There is only enough time left to die with honor. And I will make certain that you go first.
Whoever you're afraid of, Ronan, we can help you fight them.
He's
Where
clearly not a
one?
team player.
which level rift is that in? I think I was being on a range character during these tests. Shit. Dude. So did he jump? Oh, can you hear me better now? Maybe I don't have my audio levels set right. How about now? Alright, let's get into the game. Oh. Exit.
I think I'm
Thanks
gonna
for the
hurl.
feedback.
Oh, great.
It's always stuff that
Oh, I thought
it's
we were
hard to
dead.
tell until after the fact.
We aren't.
What ISOs do you use, Redder?
Why were we transported to this place,
Well, the
Quill?
I don't know.
200
I just grabbed the
aren't
stone and
really
thought us
bosses in
somewhere safe. Yeah, well,
with
something tells
stagger
me
bars.
we'd be a lot safer on the other side of that flarkin' door.
Missing on that team. Damage dagger. Fire ability. Stagger gauge. Bonus damage. Interesting. But the fact that it's only 10%. Sorry about that. On Rainbow, yeah, that's pretty nice. Chance. Fire ability. Oh. Yeah, you need to upgrade those rainbows. AA. Nice. Let's see, which rift should I try? Should I just jump into the deep end? So, Honda one that I did before. Where's the where one? Oh, one lower level. Oh, full from know, like, at all the levels of rifts. It's random what level they are, huh? Alright. I'm just gonna jump into the deep end. Might fail spectacular. Let's see. I remember Wolverine self buff. Permanent shock one should be some kind of reliable reward from Rift or something. Box game. Or I don't know. I don't remember. But each of the permanent ones is
Both ways before crossing my
I don't have her ability set. It's for the set her abilities. I don't know why I'm putting on tornado.
Can't catch me. Wasp sting. Wasp sting.
On your feet. Next wave. On your feet.
Oh, jeez.
Man, I needed that.
You have done well.
Worthless!
Can't catch me.
Time. Try to make it to the end of the show. Congratulations.
Consider
something
yourself
before.
one.
Judgment will come from a higher power than me.
Not bad, kid. Not bad at all.
Ah, shit.
Wasp sting.
I'll knock this down more. Dodge this crap.
That should shut you up.
You have done well.
Stop dropping red circles on my ass. fucking kidding me? Chain.
Any room for me, bub?
Shut you up. You did well.
Greatest. Wolverine not worked so well. Overall, for my taste.
What's the buzz?
I'm ready to present my case.
This princess is willing to get her hands dirty. I will not let you down.
Like team for winning the Brotherhood trial. Quickest way to level 100. Play through all the story difficult. Ultimate. Unlock Magneto. Arm in Omega Rifts. Rush. As you go along, equip any ISOs that actually what I wanted to work on too. The Magneto.
All the master of magnetism.
People use Miss Marvel too. She doesn't gather up enemies much. And which doesn't move as quick, but Magneto. He doesn't even have to be a high level. If he's like in a 60 or whatever through the story. So in general, they have white ISOs like this that increase team XP. This is AA class +5 upgraded, fully upgraded. It'll increase team XP gained by 100%. So these are good on your carry. So before you can get these though, whites are kind of rare. So if you don't have any of those, you want to get some of these, which increases the rate at which white ISO 8 drop. And the more white ISO 8s you get, our chance you'll get these team XP ISOs. And then even before that, in Superior, from completing the Asgard chapter, you get one of these. Blue ISO 8 increases XP gain on whoever equips it. So get this, put it on Magneto so he levels up quicker. Him maxing out is going to make in these rifts easier once you unlock them. Let's go into here.
You would be wise to stand down.
So we got him in there. This is his heavy attack, which is top button. See how all the guys that just spawned in on him are got pulled into where he's aiming it. Alright, so you want to try to take out Mysterio. Oops, wrong button. So 3 minutes in, you'll get your first damage bonus, which if you're low level, helps out a lot. Your carry it. So you want to spam all your extremes.
The bright lady smiles.
There you go. Mysterio's dead. Although all my characters are level 100, so your mileage may vary when you're starting out doing this. Yeah, that's good too, but it kind of puts Magneto in harm's way, especially against Mysterio. It's kind of annoying. So this is his fatal attraction ability. Just hold it down. Oh. Use Doctor Strange. Stun him.
Let our storms converge.
There, Doctor Strange. He comes out at the 2-minute mark left. 2 minutes left. So it's like you get into a rhythm on how it works. It will stop me from casting it. This is abilities in the middle of everything. Pretty easy. But the 1 minute mark, Ultron's gonna come out. Low level. With your damage boost, you want to do your high stagger abilities. Stun Ultron. Sometimes he charges right away to the edge of the
Let our
screen.
storms converge.
Sometimes he does this little spinny ability. Let's go and take him out quickly and just go back to killing all these guys.
Lightning storm.
First ability too. Basically, just build up to that level. Nito's so good, he doesn't need any kind of damage ISOs to get through that. And the rift itself gives you damage bonuses every minute, or increased damage bonus every minute, so even low level characters can deal a good amount of damage. This comes down to what you need to survive. If you have just one of your characters, if you're doing it solo, it is. You just have one character that is level 100 carrying all the rest of your characters. Magneto is probably the best at doing this. Other rifts, probably not so much, but he's really good at these rushes and the 200 enemies. Just because he gathers up guys so let's see. Do I want it? Oh yeah, Chroma. That argument we were having about stats. I'd say the primary stat or damage stat of a hero is actually not bad. Just from testing that I was doing. So basically on Thanos or whatever.
In truth, there was never any other option.
Well, double roll. Double roll is actually pretty good. So basically on Thanos, what I was testing was I was swapping in out things individually. So I would put just his mastery increase in ISO in, brings the mastery up to 15k. Then I was going in here, beating up on Ronan a bit. Basically, well, it might not be quite as effective. Good kid goes far. Thanks for the follow. Alright, here we go. Oh. J Bouvier 21. Thank you for the follow. I don't want him to use it. So chromatic action. Thanks for the follow. Yeah. Beating the game is fun and all, but I always enjoy like doing my own testing and recrafting. Let's see, Thanos. This is gonna interfere. No. Alright. Oh, that's right. So Thanos's ability. This one, Incineration Beam. It's got an energy tag, beam, synergy. Probably could have tested this as well, but this gives a lot of damage numbers in a row, so you can kind of judge the range of the damage easily. So it's got energy trait, which scales off of mastery. That's it. So best farming method is, I just showed it a little bit earlier in the stream, but I'll show it again after. But it's you beat the story until ultimate, or you don't have to beat ultimate. I forget which chapter you have to finish in order to unlock the Wakanda. But basically, it's called a rush infinity trial in Wakanda, like a level 61, and it, yeah, go. And Magneto is the best hero to carry a team through that. If you're playing solo, just play as him as your main, spam his abilities that suck enemies in, and then profit. Alright, so alright, let's remove it first. Get base damage on the beam. It's like 1650 to 1700 ish damage per tick. Then I put my double mastery roll rainbow ISO 8. Again. Now it's like 1900 to 2000. To 2000 damage per hit. Right. And the first test that I did, I replaced it with this double roll. Increased damage done to enemies. Oh, and stun. Alright, there you go. So see it doing. Oh, I'm out of. Ooh, Storm got off the freeze. So 2000 to 2100, so about 1000 damage more per hit, and just the mastery increasing one. So I thought, you know, possible. Like, I just tried Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Daredevil, and what's my fourth? Wasp. And it did not go so well with what I was trying to test. I was trying to test just standing in place with Wolverine. Well, I was testing him with the shock and tribute. That didn't go so well. Maybe stacking strength and physical damage. What does he consider the most difficult? The new Brotherhood. It's the highest level. Rift. A lot of bosses. It's the same one I was running earlier with it. Alright, so anyway. So, in a 1-on-1 situation, this double roll is better than the mastery. However, take into account multiples. Oh wait. And then the other one that I tested was just like a single roll energy ISO. There you go. And this was like doing just as much damage as a double roll mastery. Okay, do I really not have enough? Oh, there. Or slightly less than the mastery roll.
What the fruit tag was that?
It's too late. The Kree sacrificed thousands of brave souls. Together, the only artifacts capable of holding off the forces of oblivion. And this...
Yeah. If you want to stick around for a few minutes, I'll try testing out this Marvel team for you, just to demonstrate it.
Already done. Our location has been discovered. There is only enough time left to die with honor.
So this single roll added almost as much damage as the double mastery roll. If I do it's 2.
And I will make certain that you go first.
Whoever you're afraid of, Ronan, we can help you fight them.
He's clearly not
Doing
a team
about
player,
2200.
Let's show him what he's
Oh
missing.
jeez.
You can do this.
The taunt missiles.
I believe in you.
Embrace the
Oh wait, he's full health. He's doing like 2200 to 2300 and 23 damage per hit. It's 2. Place this one. Double roll. $2,400 to $2,300. Basically, all the other testing, I had assumed that Mastery was increasing damage the same way as other ISOs that are percentage. But what Mastery seems to be doing is increasing the base damage of an ability. Thanos Extreme, yeah. Just kind of Hulk Smash type ability. Now, can I exit the game from the screen? No. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it impacts like a good feeling of damage, but yeah, I mean, for me specifically, I like
Why were we transported to
this kind of thing. I mean,
Quill?
it doesn't have the most engaging end game, but I like testing out these little,
something tells me we'd be a lot safer
you know,
on the other
fiddle
side of
around
that Flarkin
the game.
door.
Don't really have to like do anything hardcore or, you know, put a large time investment into it once you get everybody at 100 and basically beat the games, or at least what the game has to offer right now. Yeah, definitely. It's the potential aspect that kind of keeps me interested in spending time on the game. Be interested to see if they just kind of half-ass it and just release Colossus and Cyclops for the month. Oh, hey Blue, how's it going? How did you find me? Have you been following my channel? Oh. Well, yeah. Just playing some Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Cool, cool. What have you been playing lately? I know you were playing WoW for a bit. Actual 5v5 league or team fight tactics? Yeah. I don't know. I kind of gave up on playing league. Very cancerous, like you say, rage inducing. Cool. Let's see. Oh yeah. Somebody wanted to see. Yeah. I watch LCS. I'll let the pro players. Okay. Alright, so basically Mastery seems to increase the base damage, which other ISOs Yeah, thanks, Blue. Other ISOs increase damage of a particular type or whatever by a percentage. If you increase the base damage, then that makes the percentage bonus damage actually more. And the way I was testing before did not take that into account. What I would like to, if somebody better at math, figure out how to calculate the base damage of abilities, like the true base, without mastery, and then figure out how much gain an ability gets to its base damage from mastery, or whatever stat it's affected by. So, Miss Marvel. Who else did you want to see?
At least I hope not.
Or
The son of Odin shall answer your prayers.
so just those two. Let's look at their ability or stats. So from this, oh, Brotherhood. Yeah, her spin attack. Alright, so with their spin attack, what makes it good is the synergy that is used with it. I would just typically somebody with a rapid fire. So my favorite rapid fire,
What's the buzz?
it's on Wasp. Probably get away with any kind of rapid fire. The reason I like Wasp is that she has her unique synergy with herself. She can just by herself do a ton of damage, whereas most other characters need somebody else supplying the other attack to create the synergy effect. Thor did a lot of testing with his unique kit as far as how he can buff himself with the shock attribute. Hey, how's it going? Doctor Strange. Actually, I haven't really tried him myself because not my cup of tea, but even people who like the character a lot, like, you know, his lore, his, you know, the comic character, they don't seem to like him very much after playing him for a while. Like, the hardcore fans of him will stick with him, but a lot of people just do not like him. So, Thor stacks off of strength or he has a lot of strength and mastery. If you look at his abilities, oops. So all his abilities have that lightning bolt icon with the red background. The white lightning bolt with the red background, which is that its ability attribute, where it says ability attribute : shock in the description. So that ability attribute is like a tag on the ability. So it will be able to apply a paralyze effect to enemies, which it's a lot easier to apply a paralyze to the trash lower type enemies in the game. But what it also does is it allows the ability, oops, wrong. Allows the ability to benefit, it's wrong tree. Where is it? Here we go. To benefit from things like this. So this is the Alliance Enhancement Tree. You get points to unlock these individual nodes from leveling up characters on your roster. So eventually, playing the game enough, you'll unlock the whole tree. And by going to this whole list, it tells you all the bonuses you get from the whole tree, which are apply passively to all your characters on your team. So here, these things scrolling across increase damage of attacks with the shock ability attribute by 11%. So abilities that have that shock attribute benefit from that. They also benefit from the increase the damage of all attacks with an ability attribute. So shock is an ability attribute, also benefits from that. So that's an ability with the shock attribute alone gets 14% passively bonus from the tree. That's not even including all the other attacks that in Thor's kit. So all of his other abilities also 2 down from the ones that are scrolling across increase ability damage by 7%. So if you add up all these bonuses additively, like that ability alone, ignoring his base stat that is affecting it, which is mastery. So 11, 3 makes 14 plus 7, 21. It's also energy tagged, so that's another 6, so 27. And then increases damage done to enemies by 3%, so 30%. I think that's it. Yeah, so just from the tree alone, it's gonna give bonus 30% of the base damage of the ability. Now, the other thing Thor has that makes him strong, below all of his abilities on the left, he has hero traits. Flight, super strength, and electricity resistance aren't important in this case. I mean, they do make him pretty strong also, but the element down there, it says element shock, that allows him to buff himself with abilities like these two abilities, Thunderstrike and Stormbringer. They have an effect there on the where it says the rank up bonus section over on the top right of that section. Add shock element to own attacks. It'd say, well, all of his abilities already have shock element, so it's not really doing anything. But from what I've calculated is that having that trait active also has an additional 10% hidden bonus damage. So, and most characters can't buff themselves unless they add one of these ISOs. These are unique. You get one of each from rewards in some aspect of the game, either like a set trial reward or something. So if you give him one of these, he'll permanently have that shock ability attribute. And any other hero that has that trait can get it. But it takes up an ISO slot to do that. And you only have one of each of these in the game. The other type, if I can find one, do I have one? Permanently adds, do I have a shock one? There we go. Permanently adds shock ability attribute to the user, but increases damage taken by 12 volt. So it's got a negative effect on it. In addition, these can roll on rainbows, which rainbows have 2 affixes on them. I don't think I've saved any of those ones with the... So, but you see how there are 2 different colors on the bottom of the hex of each of these ISOs. So if you get an orange roll on it, it has a chance to roll the one affix with a negative. So normally you would have to do that if you wanted a person or another hero with the shock elemental trait to have the buff. So so Thor can buff himself, so it doesn't necessarily, another teammate doesn't necessarily need to be somebody with that elemental trait, though it can help. The tricky thing is that in order to buff an ally, they have to be within the area effect of your the damage of your ability. That has to be like you're attacking your ally in order to apply the buff to them, and it only lasts a few seconds. So depending on how you play, if you play with friends or if you play solo and just have a team of AI characters, it can be a little tricky to keep that buff up permanently. And Thor just buffs himself, so it's like just by using his ability, you don't have to position yourself really, you just get the effect. So that is basically adding 10% bonus, and it also makes his basic attacks get shock attribute, which no basics normally have that unless you have a hero who has that and then gets the buff. So when his basic attack gets buffed, it gets the 10% bonus just from having the trait active, and gains any kind of damage bonuses you have that affects a shock ability. So it'd be like 11% from the full tree, and then the 3 general, so it'd be a 14% plus the 10. So basically you're buffing, Thor's buffing his own attack, basic attacks by 24% whenever he uses his abilities. The other thing it does for Thor is it also makes those abilities scale off of mastery, because the elemental effects are like energy effects and they gain bonus from mastery. and just from his like base stats, he's got 11,000 strength and nearly 11,000 mastery. So it's a pretty good buff. As far as like building the team around it, there isn't anything that really stands out. Most of his abilities, synergy wise, either apply shock. He's got hammer hurl, which is an area assault, and charge. So he's got a good stagger ability, which is always good. You charge in, hit a boss, take a big chunk out of his stagger bar, and the boss gets staggered. Thunderstrike is his highest damage ability, but it's shock. So Deadpool? No, Deadpool is not top tier. My personal top tier characters, just because I like the playstyle. Wasp. Right now it's just Wasp. To me, she's the best character in the game. Especially for how I like to play the game. I mean, there are other characters that I like, that I would like to be top tier. And, you know, the commonly thought to be top tier characters like Captain America. He has a unique buff to the whole team. Nobody else can provide something like that. Daredevil has a debuff that he can put on enemies. I don't even have it equipped on him. Called Radar Sense, that increases the amount of damage enemies affected by it take. Wolverine has a self buff. What is it? Primal Rage. He buffs himself with, I don't remember the exact amount, but it's similar to like Cap's buff. O James 77, thanks for the follow. Who else? Thor and Hulk. A lot of people like Hulk because he does abilities that people seem to like and enjoy. He's tanky. He's pretty mobile with his charge ability. He does decent AoE. How did I get 100 to everyone? So basically, I just played through the game. I didn't use any. There was an exploit where you could have like 4 versions of your character, or of certain characters on a roster. That would let you gain the benefit basically 4 times. So a team gets a pool of XP whenever they defeat enemies, and that gets split amongst your team members. But if your team is all based on the same character you have, it's basically increasing the amount of XP that one character is getting 4 times without doing anything else. Then they added like putting an ISO on one of those, or on the character before duplicating it, would also apply that ISO that increases XP gain on all of them. So if you have one that is like, some people say it's not guaranteed drop, but it drops after defeating or beating the Asgard chapter in superior difficulty. It's like I think at the base it's like 85% increased XP gain for a single hero. But if you upgrade it all the way, it adds 100%. So if you have that across, multiplied by 4, so you're getting 400, and then 400. Yeah, that got patched out. So I didn't use any of those abilities, though. That was, or at least from what I read, a common way to do it. What I just did, basically played through all the story difficulties, beat Ultimate, and then I went into Infinity Rifts. So in Omega Infinity Rift difficulty, you have this level 61 rush trial. And basically, I tried it at first with my common team, and it was alright. But what really made it a whole lot easier was unlocking Magneto. And basically, Magneto has abilities that sucks enemies in to a tight group, and then supplies damage to them all. So it's a rift where basically a lot of things spawn, and suck them in, kill them, get a bunch of XP at once, and you just keep going. The way the rift works, it gives you bonus damage, so you don't really have to have like damage ISOs on Magneto. You just you can put whatever increased XP ISOs that you've collected along the way, and it just still works. You don't have to sacrifice for damage. You can just put all the specialized XP ISOs on them. And then the rest of your team, you just select whoever you want to level up. So I would start out with like all the characters who were lowest level, and then Magneto, and then just kept running those over and over. I'd do something else, like, you know, watch streams or whatever while doing it, and, you know, eventually gets easier and easier. You get more people leveled up to 100. So anyway, back to Thor and Miss Marvel. So Thor by himself, he's pretty self-sustained. He's in general gonna be a good character. But for Brotherhood, and what makes Miss Marvel good to people is that she has these two attacks: Sweet Combo Attack and Giant Foot Spinny Thing. Both of those synergize really well with different abilities. So in this build, I'm gonna focus on it synergizing with Wasp's or Rapid Fire ability, Wasp Sting. Crystal's just there, not really doing anything. I guess can put Daredevil.
I'm ready to present my case.
Could put Cap too if you want to like really stick to the meta of these commonly highly thought of characters. Let's see. So Miss Marvel. As far as ISOs, just do that. Do an energy increase. So these are melee tagged, which means they benefit from strength and melee. So I'm gonna do. I don't think I have rainbows that are really good for that type of character, so I'm going down to purple. Put a 1250 strength on there. And put one of these on there. I have my Daredevil set up to have these taunt ones increase likelihood of being targeted by the enemy. Got 3 of them. So, but Miss Marvel's kind of melee, so I don't know. We'll see how it works. Thor, don't really need to buff Wasp. Let's just give her her usual, except for put in energy regen. Well, let's do this one. Then thought I had another. Do that. Alright. I'll set up abilities. So when you're playing solo, you can't really trust. It's just I'm gonna be playing as her mainly. Let me alright. You want him to just use that if he's ever gonna build, and then we want. What did I just press? Oh, almost reset her abilities. I'm gonna unequip everything except for her wasp thing. Alright, now let's see how this goes. Thanos. He's pretty good. He has a lot of stats. Or very high base stats. He's got the highest strength. He's got the highest mastery. And I think vitality? I'm not sure. Anyway, let's see how this goes. He's alright. Basically, he has a few abilities that don't synergize with anybody, so if you're looking which synergies are really important in the endgame as far as like dealing damage. So having a few abilities that don't synergize with anything is not great. Alright. So basically, oops, it's not going so well. This is the thing that everybody says is really good, except I just got correct. Because Miss Marvel is not very tanky, and she can get knocked around pretty easily, but this is the effect that you're looking for. But she has to put herself in harm's way, melee range, in order to
Mind if I take a selfie with the humiliated girl?
pull it off. And she doesn't move around very fast. Oh, out of energy. Let's, I'm confused.
Need a hand? Let me in on that action.
That was not an ideal positioning. Almost died there, though. Alright, there we go. The other thing... No... This is annoying in this stage, with Thanos being able to just constantly spam out little red circles on the ground. Let's see. Stick out top.
Mind if I take a selfie with the humiliated girl? You should be proud.
Alright. Now it's time to build up some energy. How's Wasp's energy doing? Not so good. Would you stop? It's over, Thanos. Oh. Wasp to get stopped from synergizing. See, she's getting staggered by a lot of things. And then just wasted all that energy because Wasp did not, the AI Wasp did not decide to attack it. Yes, Thanos tumbling around is what I like to do. Alright. That was not the desired effect. I might die. That helped. Actually, stop. Don't waste the energy. Actually, dying might have been the switch to Leo doesn't have all the taunts. Standing on top of her.
Feel my thunder!
And I totally whiffed. No, I got it. Alright.
Rise!
This is just kind of a cancer mode Venus. He's not doing a ton of damage. It's just annoying to have to dodge all the time. Alright. Now, got full energy, but Wasp is not activating. Again, lost it.
Let her in on that action.
That was barely worth showing up for.
You are really good at that.
Not the best run, but when it was working, the interactions, it was pretty broken, the amount of damage she was doing. And this is just plain solo. If you were playing with a group, somebody who liked Miss Marvel, somebody who liked somebody with rapid fire ability, just you were in communication saying, oh, I'm going to do the spin, do your rapid fire, it would deal a lot of damage. In this case, not so much. It was my first time doing it too, so I probably wasn't doing everything ideally, or at least with that team. But yeah, I'm going to take a quick break, so I will be right back. for a bit. I'm probably gonna have to take my doggo out at some point. But excuse me. Ah. Let's see, was there anything else people are interested in seeing? I know Thor didn't do much in that. But there isn't anything really OP. He's just a good character in general. He doesn't have these game breaking, or not game breaking, but these really, really high damage synergies. Trying to think. His abilities are mostly, or two of his abilities are shock synergy, which just applies elemental effects really to other abilities. There's got a charge, shockwave, combining with the bash, catalyst, combining with a burn. Which one is? Don't remember what effect that. Shockwave. Charge only do shockwave or catalyst. Got alt, crash, select. You can't spamming it. One and done. Barrage. Mega blast with. What else? Coalesce. Coalesce with the whirlwind is probably decent. Depends on the placement of the whirlwind. He doesn't really have like a standout synergy effect. Probably biggest thing to a team is buffing members who can have shock element trait applied to them. I mean, Thor's not OP. He's a good all-around character. Fill in spot on a team. If you're going for the meta team, Captain America, Daredevil, Thor, Wolverine, probably. Daredevil, Captain America, and Wolverine all receive the buff that increases group damage by a fair amount. Yeah. Nothing that really sticks out as being type of synergy that Marvel has with rapid fire abilities and other barrage or assault abilities. That's the other thing. So she has two abilities that have the same type of synergies. One, she has to stand in place and she does a bunch of punchy things, but then if you need to cancel it and move, it has to finish. You can't really cancel it and move quickly. Her spinny leg thing, she can move around, but she moves around at snail's pace. So feel, or I felt when I was doing not so great ability of it, but the fact that I can move the ball is less compared to other abilities. For melee, wasn't really able to capitalize on it, on its strength. I tried it before, but I was trying to single in on specific aspect of. I put a shock ISO on him so that he permanently had the shock buff. And again, it's a thing where he just has to stand in melee range and do it, and take whatever damage is coming out in that range. The bosses, like, probably be fine in a group. Solo, not so much. Solo, you can only utilize one synergy at a time. For most things, there's some that like you shoot out a whirlwind, you apply an elemental effect to it, and then you can also do the rapid fire at the whirlwind. Do everything. It'll do both of those synergy type things. But when you're solo, things are a little bit different. If you had a person playing each of those characters, it'd probably be really strong, but I mean, there isn't really anything in the game that is necessary for yet. Hopefully there will be something there that this theory crafting really yeah. What else? What did I get? Double blue. Abilities and synergy attacks restore your extreme game. This might be good for somebody like Captain Marvel, because her extreme is pretty unique. That buffs her after like the bursty damage animation comes out. She has a lingering effect on herself that buffs her damage. Interesting. Some Black Widow tests. Thor's not needed. Ghostbite is a slam. Bombs, explosion attacks kind of suck in this. Don't do much. Eruption, slam. Oh, she synergizes with herself. Holy shit! How did I not notice that? Let's try that. It's probably only good for like AoE rifts, like maybe rush farming. Want to change a pace from Magneto. Let's do Cap,
For duty.
Daredevil, Black Widow. Keep Wasp in there. Oh, wrong menu. Just get a bit on her. Two. Stunt enemy. Mastery. Energy. App. Daredevil, my tank. Wasp. Hey, what? Didn't I have like other stuff on? Ew. Strength. Strength doesn't really benefit. Oh, whatever. Just want him to be a buff. Oops. Buff, just buff. Let's do that. Wait, what? Do I have? Oh no, I want her to do tornado. She can keep that. ease into this. Go beat up on Ronin.
Imbeciles! The Kree were trying to save all of time and space from being ripped asunder. But you Guardians had to barge in and expose us all to those who will ultimately bring our destruction.
Now that you say it,
Wait, what?
it does sound
What
like
just happened there?
Whoa, watch out for that one. Couldn't even block it.
Oh, I'm out of energy already.
What the fruit tag was that?
It's too late. The Kree
High
sacrificed
energy
thousands
usage,
of brave souls.
Actually,
Gather the only artifacts capable of holding off the forces of oblivion. And this, it seems, shall be our last stand.
Perhaps this is all a misunderstanding.
If we could stop fighting for just a minute, we might be able to find a way to fix this.
The damage is already done. Our location has been discovered. There is only enough time left to die with honor. And I will make certain that you go first.
Whoever you're afraid of, Ronan, we can help you fight them.
He's clearly not a team player, Gamora. Let's show him what he's missing.
ouch. Dodge that. I like her extreme though.
Target
I think I can help.
Let me in on that action.
Don't think she'll do very good against the Brotherhood though. You know what? Just try it.
Poor little thing. You must be crushed.
Widow's kiss.
Okay, just peace out. There we go. Yeah. have enough time to do that synergy. Oh, me after me. Okay. Got them both? Nice. Can that help? Ouch.
Don't give up.
Widow's kiss. Widow's kiss.
Got wrecked.
Not yet.
Okay. I'm just getting wrecked.
Dismissed.
Up. Take it out. No. Where did... Dang, the bomb in there. Yay, killed Magneto. Let's get this on. Let's split up.
Fire in the hole. Your goes down. Widow's kiss.
I am your superior.
Target engaged. Let me in on that action. So much strength. So little. Well done.
Oh shit, I should be done. This is out. Tumble claps. Jamboree.
Widow's kiss. Can't catch me.
What was that?
Worthless.
Or not. Up 4 revives ready.
Case closed.
Alright. Well, I think that's gonna be it for me streaming tonight. Take care of my doggo. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everybody that followed today. My first Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 stream. And the first time I streamed in quite a while. So yeah, you'd like throw me a follow so you know when I'll be streaming. I'm gonna try to stream pretty frequently. I'll have to see what schedule I can work out. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it and have a good night.